Well, hello, hello, hello. Happy Thursday night. I'm so thrilled to be here tonight. My name is Tia Knapp, and with me I have my good friend,
Dr.
Dr.
Michael
Michael Gross.
Gross, thank you for joining us. We
We,
appreciate it.
we
I'm
appreciate
having
everybody. Oh,
I'm
I'm sorry,
having my
Mike.
it's all right. I'm having my double water, stirred but not shaken. So you go ahead and do the introduction.
We do this every Thursday night. We're approximately 35 minutes. Michael shares an incredible message with us, and we encourage everybody to invite their friends. For now, I will just give you a quick introduction on Dr. Michael Gross. He's a professional keynote speaker, energy transformational coach, entrepreneur, and the author of The Spiritual Primer, applying God's 12 transformational laws to reawaken your soul by reconnecting to God, the true source, to experience your true source's love, joy, and happiness. I am so blessed and honored to have him in my life. He has changed so many things that I didn't even know were possible to change. Uh, he talks about how unlimited we are and how we should be listening to our inner voice. And he has truly woken up my soul. And I will just go back really quick and let you know that Michael has been doing his work for over 30 years. He's a spiritual teacher, multidimensional healer, transformational coach who is highly knowledgeable in all aspects of soul, oversoul, vibrations, frequencies, body timing, life force energies, and so much more. And without further ado, Michael, I'm going to turn this over to you so that you can get on with the topic that you've chosen because it's really, really, I can't wait for the answer to this one. Okay.
Me neither. So thank you for joining us. And you notice the subject for tonight is why.
What?
And why? What? Why?
Oh,
So
I
if
had
we're
to ask.
looking at we're talking about why. How many times in your life you say, why is this happening to me? Why am I here? Why can't I get this? Why can't I do this? Why? It's a big subject. And the reason the true source asked me to approach this subject this evening was because of all the chaos going on the planet now, all over the world. And what I see, unfortunately, is a division coming up and a divide. And really, why do we have to have a divide? The one common denominator we have is that we all have souls. And where does the soul emanate from? For what I call the true source, or some people say God, the true source. That's synonymous. So understanding that our origins are the same, just like all your siblings come from your parents and your ancestors, and on and on. So really, our essence, our frequency, our vibration, and our soul is all part of the true source. So really, what makes us different? Why are we different? Well, we all look differently. However, setting that aside, if you rip off our skin, we have the same skeletal muscular system. Everybody pretty much looks the same, little different size and shapes, but the essence is the same. So why do we have such division? Why do we have contempt? Why do we have anger? Why do we feel lost? Why do we wondering why we're here? And why isn't our life better? Why? And some people think, life is a crapshoot. You roll the dice and that's what happens. So I want to dispel all that thoughts that you have. And I'd like you to concentrate on one thing. We are all related together. We're all one. I am you, you are me, we are one, which is a quote from the true source. Well, how are we all one? Because our essence comes from one place, the true source. Our soul comes from one place, the true source. Our energy, frequency, and our vibrations come from the true source. It's called love. That's all it is. Why don't we love one another? Why are we so different? Why are we so angry? And that is because we've become manipulated. You know, I was looking at something and thinking about when you are first born, you go through the birth canal. It's a beautiful, wonderful thing going through birth. And all of a sudden you awaken and you're no longer in the protective womb, but you're attached to your mother through the umbilical cord, which is then cut. But more importantly, your energy and vibration, your DNA, right? Chromosomes come from your parents, and grandparents and ancestors. But that's just in the human body. But really, your essence, your energy and vibration is all part of the true source. So what if it were to happen and say, well, you're Caucasian, you're African American, you're from Europe, or you're from Asia, or wherever, but we're all the same. And so we're just on a different journey to grow and learn. What are we learning? We're learning about life. We're learning about whatever karmic energy we came here to learn, which by now you're probably sick of hearing: self-worth, self-love, and self-esteem. And I keep hammering away at that for you to realize you chose whatever you're going through, whether it's easy, difficult, challenging, whatever it is, because you came here to learn self-worth, self-love, and self-esteem. Well, if you came here to learn that, and however you chose to learn it, multiple marriage, drugs, alcohol, maybe you were beaten or treated poorly, or you grew up poor, whatever it is. But I'd like you to stop to think, I agree to this creation. I agree to all these challenges. I don't know why, but I'm learning something from it. And that's what you have to pause. What am I learning? Why is it in my life? So it's kind of reverse engineering and saying, well, what am I learning? Why is it in my life? And what you realize is boils down to this: self-worth, self-love, and self-esteem. To really realize and appreciate everyone. But what happens is our belief systems become tainted by those who have a hidden agenda. The press has a hidden agenda. Religions have hidden agendas. Leaders, people, friends, they all have hidden agendas. And what is the hidden agenda? For you to be controlled and manipulated instead of listening to your soul. Mucho importante. You need to listen to your thoughts of your soul. And that's why you're here. Whether you're short, tall, beautiful, average looking, whatever. It's all a matter of what you feel and think. You know, many moons ago, rich people were overweight. It was a sign of wealth. Poor people were very thin. Now we turn around and they say, if you're thin, you look beautiful. If you're chunky, or forgot the other words that they use, then you're not as gorgeous, not as pretty. Well, your weight has nothing to do with it. It's how you feel about yourself. And that's what's so important. And if you just believe what others are saying, like you're too fat, too thin, too short, too tall, your hair is too gray, you're this, you're that, you're angry, you're upset, you're too opinionated, you're being judged 24/7. But you know who the greatest judge in your life is? You. You're the greatest judge. And where does that come from? It comes from your belief system. Well, where does the belief system come from? What you learn up to the age of 7 from family, relatives, even religion, or observation. And you have forgotten that you're here for the experience of life. And I was talking the other day to a very special group of people. I said, I challenge all of you. I didn't use that word, but I suggested all of you take one day every month, shut off your phones, shut off the TV, the radio, and just spend time alone. Meditate, go out into the forest, sit in the house. If you want, listen to some beautiful music. And you're going to go, what if Jane's trying to get a hold of me? What if John is? What if this? What if that? What if this? What if that? Even Rex in the background is agreeing with me. Listen, you see, he's saying in a very vociferous way what Michael is saying. The point I want to bring out to all of you is you don't spend enough time alone just to listen to the thoughts of your soul. I know that sometimes I want to take a break, the phone doesn't stop ringing. Or sometimes I get restless. Well, what if Jane calls me? What if John calls? What if they need me? It'll keep. You know, whenever you need somebody, it's like, oh, I don't know about you, but they need me right now, immediately. Drop everything. And they think that they're the only client in my life. And I really appreciate that they feel that way. But they also have to honor that I need a little time for Michael. TU needs a little time for TU, wherever else is on. Take one day a week and tell everybody I'm spending Tuesday 22nd of blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to be on the phone. I'm going to deep meditation and relaxation. Just tell everybody that. Maybe you want to do it Saturday or Sunday or whatever you want to do it. But you need to do that. Why? Because one of the most important things you want to do when you meditate, ask to listen to the thoughts of your soul and ask to be cleansed of all anxiety. That's how powerful you are. See how powerful? You created the anxiety. You created the doubt. And you said, why would I do that? Well, yeah, it's a good question. Why would you do that? I can't answer it. Only you can. And that's what's important. As you all know, I talk about you are unlimited. Why do you let the thoughts of doubt come into your life and block you from being unlimited? Unlimited means what? I can do anything. I can be anything. I can achieve anything. Yeah, sometimes you have to work at it. Sometimes you may need someone to help you. Sometimes it'll just come in meditation. But I assure you, if you will meditate and ask for a solution, you will get to the solution. And many years ago, I'll remind everybody when I was talking to the True Source, and I said, why is spirituality, not religiosity, why is spirituality so difficult? And I chuckled, and the answer got, because you humans have to make a big deal out of everything. You know, spirituality, if you look at it, you are all spiritual. You're innately, it's built into you. It means you're unlimited. It means you're going to achieve anything. It means you came here to learn certain lessons of empowerment. That's what it's really all about. So, you know, as the True Source told me, there's no such thing as failure. It really means success because you learn what worked and didn't work. Why do we turn around and look for other people's opinion? Why don't we believe what we're hearing? And the question is because you doubt it. You doubt whether you're worthy. And you have to change your programming that you're inadequate, not good enough, you're this or you're that. Stop for a moment and think about this. You created everything in your life. All the joy, all the happiness, all the challenges. Remember, I didn't say problems. Everything is a challenge in your life. But what is the challenge? I gained new knowledge. I gained empowerment. And that's what's important. You need to understand that. More and more souls that I talk to have all kinds of illnesses and problems. And I always go to reverse engineering. Well, what do you mean? Find out what's the cause of it is. I wouldn't do that to myself. Yeah, you're right. Why are you sick? Why are you this? Why are you that? Think about that. So many years ago, I had 3 disintegrating discs. And it's like, oh, what happened to me? Well, I was pushing and picking up anywhere from 50 to 100 pounds and putting away a whole bunch of stuff. And there were 300 items I had to put away. And sometimes they weighed 50, 60 pounds apiece. I would take 2. And I kept doing it and doing it. And I wanted to do it real fast. What happens? I stressed some of the discs in my back. Well, I created, I'm not a victim. I knew I shouldn't have been handling that much. And so I wore out the rug, crawling between the bed and the refrigerator and back. I was told you had to learn, live in pain. And then I began to ask for healing. I was not that spiritually advanced consciously. Notice I said consciously, because all of us unconsciously are all spiritually advanced. And so after several years of being in pain, just woke up one morning, was gone, and found myself picking up 200 pounds of 200 pounds of hay for the cows and horses that we had on the farm, and would put away a ton or 2 tons. So I had to lift it off the trailer onto the platform off the trailer onto the ground, from the ground, pick it up, walk it over to the platform and put it on the platform. And then I had to take it and stack it. So there 1, 2, 3 steps. So that 1 ton became 3 tons. And the same way with grain, no pain whatsoever. What happened? Eventually, I let go of the anger and frustration and realized I caused it. So if you cause these things in your life, look at all the love, look at all the joy, look at all the happiness. And if you look at your life, why do we concentrate on the challenges? We forget all the good things. And when I say to beautiful souls, well, they go, why am I this? Why am I that? And you tell me that these things because I have to learn a lesson. Why am I being punished? And so on and so forth. And why did I ask for this kind of healing? I don't know. You did because you wanted to learn and grow. But the other part you have to realize, if you created your life, let's say 100%, what you need to understand is 97, 98% is all positive. So why are you concentrating on the 2 or 3%? Why have taken that minuscule amount and changed it into Mount Kilimanjaro? Because you don't think you deserve it. Why don't you deserve it? Because. The truth of the matter is, if you look at everything as an empowerment lesson, and you'll say, why? Because I learned this, I learned that. All the illness, all these things disappear, but you have to embrace it. You have to feel it at your heart level. That's the most important thing, at the heart level. So why am I a victim? Why am I here? Why do I look like this? Yada, yada, yada. And then you're running away from the truth because you don't want to face it. You want to be the victim. There's no such thing as a victim. You create the victimhood because you want sympathy. And some of you know, I'm laughing. I was in the nursing home business, and my head nurse, Kathy, would go, Dr. Gross, I said, what? Sympathy is in the dictionary between sin and syphilis. And she would laugh. And I would laugh too. But really, think about that. In the dictionary between sin and syphilis. Well, if we understand sin, it really means from the Hebrew word, miss the mark. And syphilis is something you're contracting because you had intimacy and didn't use your head or protection or whatever you're supposed to do. It just says you create all those thoughts in your mind. So let it go and then move forward. How do I let it go? What am I learn? Why did I achieve this? Why did I create this? And now I'm free because I understand it. But you have to feel it in your heart. So this is what also is important. I just want to check the time. And what is so important for all of us, I want you to think of this. You have 2 brains in your body. Just accept that. So you have the brain. Here it is. Another brain is your heart. Your heart has an intelligence. Well, you go, well, how can you say my heart has a brain? Do you tell it to beat every day? It speeds up when you're exercising. It may slow down when you need to relax a little bit. It pumps your blood. And sometimes it works a little harder when you eat too much. Sometimes it doesn't. It has its own intelligence. Look at the brain as intelligence. So when you have something that is trying or dramatic in your life, it starts in the heart. That emotion, that energy, that frequency and vibration goes all the way to the brain, goes into your brain. You produce endorphins, hormones, and glands, and you have a certain kind of emotion. So if you stop to think, my heart chakra, which is the energy, it's an emotional brain. Oh, so if I feel happy and joy, spend a moment, close your eyes, and just do this. We'll do this for about 20 seconds. Take a deep breath and say, I want to feel love in my heart and heart chakra. I desire to feel love in my heart and heart chakra. I am now love in my heart and heart chakra. Notice how your heart feels. Some of you feel a tingling, a warmth, a slowing down the beating of your heart. And then you'll realize, yes, that's where my emotions come from my heart. Sends a signal to the brain, the body responds. So when you are asking for forgiveness or healing, feel the emotion in your heart. Don't lie to yourself. Don't make it up. Well, I don't feel anything and then nothing works. You're 100% correct. You're right. So why aren't you feeling something? What are you blocking? What are you so impatient? Why are you doing this? Why are you creating this chaos? Why are you creating this doubt? Because you don't feel worthy. You know, there's an old saying, God don't make no junk. And so the English isn't proper, but what is proper for you to know that you are valuable, you are beautiful, you are worthy, and there's a purpose why you're here. And part of it is to learn and grow and to spread the love, to change the energy on this planet. We're going through, as I understand in astrology, an 8-year process where a transformation is coming forth. You cannot transform without letting go of the fear, the doubt, the anxiety, lack of self-worth, self-love, and self-esteem. Make that your most important energy, criteria, and mission in the days to come. And you'll feel a shift. You'll just automatically feel a lightness. Yes, it's over. Now what? Well, why don't you create whatever you want to create? You're the artist. There's the blank canvas. Create whatever you so desire because you've already done it. So how about doing it lovingly? These are the thoughts I desire to share with you. We may be talking about this on the next time, but thank you. So before we continue, Tio, is there any comments you want to share?
I do. I need to unmute myself first. Hold on. Let me scroll back up. Oh, my goodness. Come on. We do have comments. Here we go. For those of you who are new here and watching for the first time, we encourage everybody to leave their comments. And I also added Dr. Michael Gross's contact information in the comments as well, okay? So Darshan and Inga say hello. And Darshan also commented, we are one, but most of us just don't know it. Then he suggested, turn off the news and turn on your life. And meditation is the key to living life miraculously. And I also didn't put a comment in here, but my comment is when you talk about we are unlimited, you talk about that what we think we create. That you have a beautiful quote that says, what you think you create, what you create, you experience, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Is that, as we're thinking, my question is to you, are we manifesting with our thoughts?
Absolutely. Every single thought you have, you're manifesting. And what's really important for all of us, you know, you have so many thoughts during the day, hundreds or thousands of thoughts, they get covered up. But sooner or later, they're going to surface in your life. And like something happens like 3 weeks later, where'd that come from? Why did I feel depressed? I don't understand. It was some thought of anger or frustration, a lack of self-worth you had 3 weeks ago, and now all of a sudden it surfaces in your life. And when it does, why am I depressed? Why am I feeling this way? And you keep asking why? And eventually you'll come to the answer. And here's the secret. Whatever the challenge you have in your life, remember, not the problem, challenge, because it's solvable. Whatever that challenge is in your life, when you finally figured out what that challenge is, 97% of it's all over. The last 3% is for you to bless it, acknowledge what you were to learn, and declare it's over and done with. And poof, it's gone. But here's the other caveat. And the other caveat is, like, Michael, did you really understand this? So your soul says, I'm going to create a test. And when that issue comes up, all you need to say, been there, done that. Sayonara, I bless and releases, turn it over to the true source. I'm done. And it's over forever. Isn't it so simple?
We do have one more comment. That's perfect, Michael. Thank you. The other comment is, if we don't believe we're worthy of success, then we'll settle for a whole lot less. And that's another one from Darshan.
Thank you, Darshan. Yep, that's true. Thank you for sharing.
Hello.
Inga, thank you
How
for
can I
being
help you
on
today?
and sharing, being with your energy. Thank you, all of you, for being on. Thank you so much. Everything is at a crucial moment right now. A huge wave of energy is coming forth, planetary wise, for us to awaken our deep sleep, to realize we're unlimited. Our essence and oneness comes from the true source, figuratively speaking, our DNA, but that's a figure of speech, and that you are unlimited. So important. That's why the true source chose for me to use those words. So thank you. I'd like to share some other items that I feel are very, very important. And part of that is that every Tuesday evening from 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m., it's called Soul Awakening, Tuesday evenings, Pacific time, again 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. Ask any question you so desire, and hopefully I can answer it. And I leave a 10-minute message. I would encourage all of you to join us. Even if you think you've heard this before, sometimes you may get another different answer and it helps you to understand clearly, or maybe you have forgotten. So, what I'd like to share with you, how do you do that? It's on freeconferencecall.com. You call in from 6:30 to 7:30. You can be in your pajamas, as I said, or whatever. I'll never know. And you can relax. Tio, please give them that information.
Absolutely. That number is 202-926-1059. And the access code, Michael?
125446 #. One more time, please.
Okay. 202-926-1059. And the code, Michael?
125446 #. I have fun with that. Also, using the same telephone number, the same access code, the second Saturday of every month from 9:55 a.m. Pacific time to 11:01 Pacific time. It's called Mass Consciousness Healing. So we ask for healing everybody on this planet, everybody that needs healing, including Mother Earth, the animal, mineral, and vegetable kingdom. And I'll tell you what's interesting. I was just talking to some of my clients in Dubai, and they said, well, that would be around 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. But you know what? We're going to make some time and beyond. And beyond means every time that we do it. I said, wow, 10:30 or 11 o'clock at night, you should be sleeping and you're going to give up an hour because you realize it's important. So we'll all be surprised when they do that, and they will be there. That's how important. Also, sometimes when I do that kind of work, people from Australia call in, and that's like 2 or 3 in the morning. So I use that to say, because they're dedicated, please spread the word. We can all afford to give up an hour, not for me, for the planet, for your family and friends. Do you give them that information one more time?
Absolutely. I'm happy to. It's a beautiful mass consciousness healing meditation that you do, Michael. I love the energy that comes collectively from around the world. That number is 202-926-1059. And the access code, Michael?
125446 #, the same identical one. Also, when I mentioned on Tuesday evening that I, have the words Soul Awakening, rather, and we talk about, you ask questions. Also, what I have is a recording of a 10-minute motivational message. And I encourage all of you to listen to it. If you're down or depressed or angry, stuck in traffic or whatever, it's just 10 minutes. It may change some of your thinking, and you will feel the energy that's coming through. You'll feel the energy of the true source as I'm speaking, because it's channeled. Do you give them that information?
Be happy to. That number is 434-300-4170. And the code, Michael?
125446 pound. Same one. One more
Okay.
time.
434-300-4170 and the code.
125446 pound. So I also want to remind all of you that if you're new, I give you a complimentary session, 20 minutes to a half an hour, sometimes a little longer. I am old school. Okay, call me first. If I'm tied up, I'll leave a message. I'll call you back. Then text me. Tell me what time zone you are in and roughly when you're available. And I will get back to you, like within 24 hours or sooner. The reason I say that is because sometimes I look at the text 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. You don't want me to call you at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, unless it's life or death. My phone, is always on, and you'd be surprised if it's a life or death things. I'm so wide awake in milliseconds, it's unbelievable. And then I'm able to go back to sleep most of the time, but not all the time. So I wanted to share that with you. Also wanted to share with you that these sessions that we're doing, this podcast, which you and I are very, very important. Please share it with your friends. You never know what are you going to hear or what I'm going to be talking about. Because I'm going to tell you, I don't know either until the last moment. Tio asked me, what are we talking about tonight? I don't know. Let me ask. And I heard why. One other thought, and that is I wanted to share with you. When we do the mass consciousness healing, we have beautiful guests. We had Krishna showing up. We had Jesus showing up. We have Buddha showing up. The Archangel Michael, Gabriel, sometimes Raphael, and other angels showing up, and all your guides and angels. It's not only I can see and feel them, but others that are on can feel them and see them. It's most important because you see, we are the solution, and we are here to make a difference on this planet. Tia, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Yes, you have some beautiful hearts coming at you. And Darshan wrote, in order to heal, we must deeply feel. And I think that's a powerful message as well.
Yeah. He is great with rhyme. Thank you. Rhyme of reason, R&R.
He's a poet, that's for sure.
Well, next I want to talk about this. Healing the Holes in Your Soul. A beautiful book written by Gio Knapp. It's all about the mythological bird, the phoenix, rising from the ashes. Truly, when you read this book, it will touch your heart. It will inspire you and will tell you her trials and tribulations give you hope because her story isn't over yet. It's just begun. I would encourage all of you to purchase this book, read it to empower you.
Thank you, Michael, for your very, very kind words. And I just want to also say it's been 6 years since we became Facebook friends. Our 6-year in-person meetup is coming up very, very soon. And I am so honored and blessed because I met Michael so that I could purchase his book. And I asked him, please sign my copy. And he was so sweet, and he did. And now he has a second copy out with more information in it than the very first one. So I highly encourage everyone to take him up on his complimentary consultation and also get your hands on the spiritual primer. At the moment, the best way to reach out and get this copy is through his contact information that's in the comments below, okay? But here's the beautiful thing. Michael woke up my soul. This book helped me understand the value of how unlimited we are. And in here are golden nuggets and tools to help you move forward. So thank you, Michael, for your kindness and for your dedication, for your wisdom, not only in this book, because in this book and with that gentleman's work over there next to me virtually, the book that he's holding wouldn't even be in existence if it wasn't for him. And I truly, truly, truly honor you for that. Thank you so much, Michael. Definitely get a copy of this.
Thank you for your kind words. Well, everyone, I want to thank you for joining us and giving up your valuable time. Please share this with others. because the messages are so important and powerful. So I wish you a good week. I wish you good health and joy and happiness. And remember, you are unlimited. Namaste.
Namaste. We love you.
We love you all.